Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Randy Jones with Incredible Tiny Homes, and I'm at Buffalo Creek, part of the Mountain Development, and I've set this tripod up. I'm gonna walk in front of this camera, and I said I would bring kind of steps of development to you guys and show you this is really, really interesting because this is the beginning of the Buffalo Creek. And you're gonna see this big entrance come in here, probably a water feature, and then all this mowed and landscaped and fencing, and this is all part of the future that just comes with developing. But today, I want to tell you, see how it rained and how it's kind of sloppy. The guys had to actually leave here today at about noon because I couldn't hardly walk up to where we're dozing, all right? Let me show you a little bit on the next part. I'm gonna flip this camera around. You guys can see, oh, look, let me do it this way. All right, there you go. All right, so a little bit more muck here. And it gives you an idea. Now, if it doesn't rain anymore, and because of the summer heat, this mud will actually dry out pretty quick. And then you know what's even better? If we get just a little bit of wind, oh my gosh, you can believe how fast everything dries out. So I'm gonna walk up here a little bit. Just this little bit of grade, how it's all sticking to my, it's like gumbo, it sticks to your feet. But I wanted to show you a little bit about what goes on when you develop land and Mother Nature in the mud. And I know I've done a video before when I was out in the Grove, and we were so far behind because of the rain, and I jumped in a mud puddle and showing how muddy it was. And I was just doing it to give everybody, a lot of people don't realize what it takes to develop land. And so over the next months and months that we'll be developing this, I want to bring you guys a video, at least 1 or 2 videos a week, showing the progress of Buffalo Creek and the mountain, of course, the lots. Over there, the sewer's already in, okay? And on probably 3/4 of the lots. Well, because of that, we have to continually to develop the land as a step-by-step process, the way our excavator, Yump, is a buddy of mine, that we have to do this. We put the roads in, put all the infrastructure in, and we run the infrastructure, which is water, power, and sewer, up to the lot, up the driveway, up to the lot. We stub it up. So you got to get all the lot done, and then you stub it because you tie into the main trunk line down the road, and then off that trunk line comes the water, power, and sewer, right, into the lots. I'm going to try something a little bit different here. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put this road in, and as we're putting roads in, we're going to attempt to put the lots in as we go. We're going to get them completely done. We're going to get in there and level off a nice spot for the lot. It's going to be done. And because of that, I'm going to go ahead and run a system to where we can have and add the infrastructure, which is the water, power, and sewer. We can add it at a later date. And that's kind of putting a conduit in the ground and how we're going to put our meter center, because when it comes to electric, when we dig a ditch, it's called the primary and secondary. Primary is the main trunk line you guys see going down the interstate or going down the highway or down your street, right? That's the main. And then off of the telephone pole, if you have a transformer, is a secondary. That's the wire coming from the telephone pole and it goes to your house. Secondary. We put all that underground. Way more expensive. I could put poles through here. Wouldn't hardly cost us that much at all. But once it's in the ground, you guys will never see a power line. The trees grow over. It looks really well. Power lines, you don't ever have to worry about power going out here, because trees, there's nothing to hurt, right? If there's a power out on this place, it's down the road somewhere. So, but because of that, we have to dig our secondary in the inspector. The state inspector's got to come out and look at the secondary from the primary and ties it in. Well, because of that, we're going to have to place our meters somewhere, so when we tie into that, I want to go ahead, and my initial thought was this, is we're going to level out the home site. I'm trying not to be confusing for you all. Build the road, build the home site, put the house there. Yeah. So this is what I'm getting at. We're over in the mountain, we're doing the house last. After everything's in, all the infrastructure, water, power, everything's in, then we put the house. What we're going to do here is we're going to build the roads in the lots as we go. Won't have the infrastructure because you got to come back and put sewer and dig the roads up and all that. But what we're going to do is we're going to start building the homes and putting them over here, right? And then when it comes time to tie in all the secondary and primary, we're going to have this conduit, if you will, or a piece of pipe that will run what we need. We can put our water, put our sewer up in it, and electrical will be on the outside so the state inspector can see the ditch. It has to be a certain depth in the ground. Hopefully that wasn't a lot of technical information for you, but what this means is as we build the road, we build the lot, we get your house, it's there, ready to go. Now, as we do, we're going to start adding the infrastructure, the sewer and the water lines. And the reason we can do that is because the main part of the 160 acres, which is the mountain right here, we've had to bring sewer up the state road. Then we've had to bring a pump and tanks and grinders and all this stuff. And then we got to bring water lines in here. Well, it's all right there, right on the other side of this little ridge or creek side. And all we do is tie into it now. So Buffalo Creek is going to be a little bit more efficient in time. It's going to be hopefully a whole lot more because we actually purchased some heavy equipment that was scary to death. I mean, you know me, I never go in debt for anything, and now we've got some heavy equipment, and which is exciting because us renting the equipment was more than the payment we're making on the heavy equipment. So it's a win-win, and we've got a great crew of excavators. We still got Yump going on over there, and when Yump gets done with the mountain, he'll come over here and we'll blast this thing, right? So where we're going with this is we probably, in the first phase of Buffalo Creek, we're looking at about 150 home sites, all the way back almost 1,800 lineal feet on one side of this holler. We're going to bend around and come, and that's what I'm excited about showing you guys later on as we go. We're going to be walking the road and showing you what it looks like, and we really don't know because there's so many cool things about this mountain and the nooks and crannies of it. But we're going to be able to build your home. And we're going to get it out here, and we're going to set it on your lot with the gravel. It's all going to be done, right? And then when we put our infrastructure in, it's going. The reason I came up with this is because if we have 150 home sites, right, and you got 150 homes to build, and then we get done with this, and now we got to build all your homes, it's even more time that you're going to be waiting to get in your home. So what we're going to do is we need to start building these homes for Buffalo Creek now as we're going, right? Now, I know Tim's going to be crazy. He's, oh, my God, Randy, everybody's going to ring the phone. What are we going to get to my house and all this? So we got lots of time, but I'm putting that out there for you now. So if you've invested in Buffalo Creek, you know you want a house here. That's why you got a lot here. So start thinking about what house you want. I'm sure you already have. Gathering your finances, gathering your information that you wanted on the home. And if you haven't gotten a contract on your house yet, but you did on the lot, let's start getting that together, right? And we can start building these homes. And I love it because if we start building 150 homes, I have nowhere to put them over at the factory. And we can't just keep piling them up because the roads are not ready. So we're going to make this accommodating for homes as we build. So your lot will have gravel on it to be good to go, to be dressed up, ready for a home. And then when we put the infrastructure in, because we're going to put the home up there and there's going to be bulldozers and ditches through here, but your lot will be done. Now, as we go through here, the lots that are up front will, of course, be done first. They're going to be done, and as we go further in the back, they'll be, as time goes, it'll be step by step. So I want to let you know that if you are part of Buffalo Creek, start thinking about your lot. Let's start closing on the homes that you want. What do you want in your home? And this is exciting because as we build, we can put your home on your lot. All right. So this is Buffalo Creek. You hear it? Yeah, car going by. So there you have it. One thing that we're going to do, because we want to finish this out, and you guys all know that I started 3 years ago on developing land like we did. And what we did is we took, $6,000, right? And I took that money, and it was really an advance in rent, and I used that to help put in the infrastructure. Well, the $6,000 didn't pay not even half, and then we gave 2 years free rent, so really it about broke even, or didn't, all the infrastructure costs came from, the company, ITH. So then we come over to here, and the mountain part, right, started at no money. You just bought a house because we didn't know if anybody would even move here. And then we had to add more money. And actually mountain construction over there exceeds $25,000, $30,000 or more in building that part, because we had to bring all this sewer and all this up through here. And it's a different type of section of the 160 acres. So the mountain is got its own personality, just like the 4 communities across the street: the forest, the beach, the prairie, the grove, you know. And they're all different, right? And they all feel different. And so the mountain part of it is going to be just that part. It's almost got its own entrance and exit and its own community. Now you got Buffalo Creek. Buffalo Creek's a little bit different too. And it's going to be long and far and probably twice as many homes, but more land included in it than the mountain. So what we're going to do is, you guys know that right now it's $10,000 to have a deposit to come in here and reserve a lot, to reserve a place to put your house. I was at a planning commission meeting down in Abbeville, and somebody said, a gentleman said, "I don't understand this key money. I don't understand what that means. I think you're ripping everybody off." I said, okay, well, let me try to explain to you what's going on. And bear with me if you guys have heard this already. And I said, you know, the money is we use your money to put in our infrastructure. And even if we did not use your money for infrastructure, you actually are, you're paying for the right to rent a spot. You're paying for the right to rent a spot, right? You can rent it for the rest of your life. You can rent it every year. You just renew your lease and you're home. And I had a friend that we got to know down, he came up and was talking to us about business and all that stuff, and he called it key money. And they use that in Hawaii, is when some really high-end retail shops are in demand, people pay a key money to have the right to rent this building. So sometimes that could exceed $200,000-$300,000, depending on your business and the land that you're wanting to rent, right? So what we've done here is we've set this at $10,000. This is the key money that we've set for Buffalo Creek. And we're going to extend that out to about Labor Day, all right? That key money doesn't pay for nearly what this. It's still going to cost us over $20,000 or better. And as you can see, I'm putting that number out there from knowing my materials, my labor, and what it's going to cost us, right? That doesn't allow for anything to do with Mother Nature. If we hit, like over on the mountain, we hit topsoil the length of 2 football fields, probably 25 yards wide and 8 foot deep of topsoil. There was so much topsoil, we took it all across the street and put it on the grove. ACE, which is over 2 acres, and we brought it up over 3 foot high in elevation. That's how much topsoil came out of one section on the mountain. So that was a cost that exceeded what we figured, right, in getting it done. We're going through the woods. We have no idea what we're going to hit. We don't know if we're going to hit rock, topsoil. I know we got a big ravine back there. There's just a lot of things that can happen. And so to make sure that we have the funding to keep going on that, I told Tim and Tom and the guys, and we did sit down and we talked about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend this $10,000 key money until Labor Day, okay? So you guys we've been doing this Buffalo Creek for almost a year now, and we've almost got I think 80 to 90 people. Look at him, he is muddy. 80 to 90 people that have already bought into this, all right? So we've probably got about 150 home sites that would be putting in. So if you're interested and you want to go be a part of Buffalo Creek, I'd say try to jump in here till Labor Day. You know, Labor Day is the end of the summer, and after Labor Day, as we keep going back in here, as much as we don't want to, we're probably gonna have to bump it up to about 15,000, right, as a key money to come in. I know that I hate doing this because it actually costs us double what we're charging. And what we do is, as we build your home, we're going to take the profit off your house, right, and build and use it to finish up the infrastructure on the property. And all that is what keeps the lot rent down. It's $300 a month. As you guys can tell, it's $300 a month because of the upkeep of these roads. All the trees are going to be left here. We got to have a maintenance guy here to cut trees. We'll be dealing with water runoff, erosion. It's part of it. It's a lot more expensive than the Beach Prairie Forest or Grove. So if you're interested in Buffalo Creek and you've really been thinking about it, you've been watching these videos, if you're interested, I'd try to get in here before Labor Day. And I'm extending this out, even though I know people are hopefully going to invest in more in what we're doing, and it still won't be enough, but my numbers will just have to work out. And yeah, I'm probably not the smartest business guy in the world. A buddy of mine up in Detroit called me the other day, and he said, you know, there's these nationwide developers coming in, and when they come in, they put in streets and sidewalks and homes, and they put a little park in the community, and they build about 150, 200 homes. And all the homes they're cute, they look nice, but they're factory homes. They slap them up, man. They'll put 150 homes up in a couple months, and they'll sell these homes at probably $495 and up, and they're just 2 and 3 bedroom homes. With that kind of price tag, you can afford to put sidewalks and streets and everything that they have, but you're paying almost $500,000 for a house, right? So how I look at it, and a lot of people may not agree with me, you might be on the edge of your seat wanting to punch me in the nose, and that's fine. But how I look at it is that key money that you're paying in here, a deposit or a membership fee, if you will, you're coming into a gated community. You're coming in here and you have a lot of what you have, and you're protected. You're getting water, power, sewer, driveway, road, and entrance, everything in here. And what would that cost if you had to go buy it somewhere? And I know I've talked about this before. If you had to go buy an acre of ground, how much would it be? Depends on where you live, right? And how far out in the country and what you're doing. So you got to compare apples for apples. If you're somebody that said, you know what, I don't want to pay $10,000 or $15,000. I'm going to go get my own land. I'm going to drill my own well, put my own septic system in, and I want to do that. Well, you know what? That's how I started. I did my own, and I did all that myself, and I loved it and had a great time. If you're one of those people who would like to come in and be a part of a community like Amanda talks so much, and we interviewed some of the ladies and the people that live here, that they love having neighbors, and they love being a part of a community and a gathering place back here, and the things that we want to do, and you like who we are and what we're doing in our vision, our dream, that's what you're buying into. You're buying into the whole land, lot, infrastructure, private community, roads that we're going to keep up. You don't have to worry about the roads. We're going to keep it clean for you, all right? And the trees off everything, and a gated community. So it's hard to explain all this because it's not conventional. And I've never been conventional. And sometimes it's hard to describe your life when you're not like everybody else. I've gotten some flack for the way we did this, and I didn't understand, because to me, it makes sense. This is just what we're going to do. If I had to go, let's say this project's going to cost probably a $3.5, $4 million to put in. I'm going to go to the bank. I'm going to borrow $4 million if I can. I'd borrow the money. We'd put it all in, build all the lots, all the roads. And if I was a regular developer, then I would build the homes, put them on there. These are our 4 model homes. Pick one you want. And instead of selling them for $39,900, $49,900 like we're doing, I'd probably charge $79,000 to $89,000 to $109,000, whatever that is, right? As a package deal, and it's pristine, good to go. We get more money, and I'd have to charge more money per lot to pay for that, that note that we've got to pay for infrastructure and everything that we have. And that's what a lot of developers do. They'll come in there and put the lots in. Even if they don't even build and sell the homes, they got all this money now they've got to pay for because they put the infrastructure in. Just like a Coney Bell over in North Carolina. I think they're getting $400, $500, $600 a month rent. I really don't know. I heard it was around $600. That's not a lot of money comparable to everybody else. It's about right on the money. And they're in it because they're not like me. They don't get out here and do what I do and build homes like I do. So to me, you help me, I help you. So if we can keep our costs down of infrastructure costs, financing, there's no bank financing, there's no lines of credit. We just take your key money, put it in this land, build you a home, take your profit, fix this out. All we're trying to do is keep working. We're trying to keep going down the road, keep clicking, right? We're going to build the homes here, build our Incrediboxes and our cottage. It's worked so far. We put 230 home sites across the street. We got almost 80, 85 over here on the mountain, and we're looking at 150 here. So the system is working, all right? So if you like what we're doing, if you don't like it, you're beautiful. Thank you. Come and see us. Keep watching and laugh at us at the edge of your sofa. That's perfect. But if you like what we're doing and you don't want to miss out, I'd say if you want to save a little bit of money, might want to think about it before Labor Day and say, hey, I want to invest in Buffalo Creek, Randy, because I like what you're doing and we want to be a part of that, okay? So there you have it, Buffalo Creek. And you know, the worst thing in my head goes, I see people watching me, and gosh, I can see them on their phone and on their computer and on their TV, and they're scratching and they're looking over at their wife or their friend and talking, and or looking at their husband or whatever it is, you guys, and trying to figure all this out and what's going on. If you'd like to come here and talk to me, love to meet with you. Set an appointment, and I'd love to talk to you, because I got a lot of things going on here, as you can see. But I wanted to bring this video to you. This is a Friday, all right? And we're getting into July. 4th of July is coming up next Tuesday, 2023. And I wanted to let you guys see what's going on here at Buffalo Creek. Now, if I can walk, I'm gonna get in this mud and I'm gonna take you guys up a little bit further. We did a video the other day, Amanda had to leave early today, so I'm kind of solo. So let me grab this camera. You guys hang in there. I don't know where Ace went. Ace, come here, boy. You hear the sloshing? Yeah. There he is. Where you been? Oh my gosh. Look how nasty you are. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Take off. All right, buddy, I'm sliding. Man, this is his heaven. Look. Look how nasty. Yeah, he's not getting into bed with me tonight. All right, let's go. What are you doing, man? So this will be a fork. This road will go up here, and then this is the main holler right up there, and it goes winding all the way up to the top. All right. So let me point something out right here. You see all the debris? Garbage. That's just household trash. All right, look here. I want to show you guys something. So this was an old farm. All right. This area right here is a gully. We filled it in. This is part of the gully here. So from here all the way down, as you can see, was an old garbage bin. The people lived here and they threw all their trash here. Well, now what we've done is we've just cut a quick road in. Now we got to go back and we're going to dig all this out. Dig all this out, clean it all up. We got to go down in the ground in this gully, pull all this out of here and get rid of this trash. And then we got to fill it all back in and put a culvert in here, because that's where the water comes in. There's like a swell that goes up in the mountain and water comes through here. So that's one area that I wanted to point out to you, that not too much of an expense, but it is something that you didn't know was there, and we need to contend with it. Let's see here, I'm trying to make these legs go up a little bit so I'm not tripping over them. Boy, isn't that pretty? I don't know if I can walk up through there. Let's see. That was a little hill and carrying this mud. So let me set this up real quick. So this spot right here, kind of a place for a lot. We'll cut a driveway back, leave this section of trees. We got to slope this bank back and dress it up. And then we'll put the house back in the woods. We're going to level that pad off. And we have to level it off at least for a 20 by 20 in credit cottage, because I think this is going to be a big deal. And the woody line. We're getting a lot of interest of people wanting to put the cottage and the woody line up here. So what we'll do is, as this road's going, next week we're going to come in here and start cutting these lots out, leveling them off, getting them done, getting gravel in there. And as we build your home, we're going to set it right there. If you all want to come here, you want to sit on your front porch, you want to put a deck on it while we're building the roads and infrastructure, if you can get in and out of here, because we're going to tear these roads up, putting sewer, water, and power, but your home will be set up. And I think it'll give you some comfort to know that your home is done. Of course, you don't pay any rent or anything until we're all done and everything's good to go and everybody's happy. And then we start. That's not a big deal. We just want to make sure we get your home there. And this will be the first time that we could actually build your home, put it there before the infrastructure is done. We got a place to put them. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's going to help us with logistics. And you got something tangible to grab hold of. All right, let's go up here. Isn't that beautiful? Into the line. Look at him, you can already see him. If you can see, I've got a ribbon. See those ribbons back in there? And that's where the road's going. So you're seeing this development, the first stages, and that's how we cut a road in. I'll turn around this way, and that's what was cut in. So you stay tuned. I hope something like this is kind of fun to watch, the process, Now, how in the heck are we going to get houses up in here? And there's going to be electricity. There's going to be lights on homes. There's going to be glowing yellow lights in the wintertime, a little bit of snow falling. And this is going to be home to somebody, a lot of people. And I hope there's going to be people that have good lives here, that to be able to enjoy each other in the home we built for them. All right, everybody. I'm Randy Jones with Incredible Tiny Homes. And this is my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. Have a great night.